possibilities of the Northeast are fully appreciated. That is actually when the Look East and the Act East policies become serious. The second, as I said, is to mitigate the challenges which came out of the partition. And there, what had happened, fortunately, was that East Pakistan became Bangladesh. Then there was a difficult period even with Bangladesh. But if you look at the last decade, Northeast India has actually been a big beneficiary of this dramatic improvement in India-Bangladesh ties. That when we did the land boundary agreement in 2015, once things settled down, there was a new level of trust and confidence between India and Bangladesh. You saw a lot of other problems being resolved, particularly problems dealing with terrorism, problems dealing with instability. Because at the end of the day, until there is stability, there is law and order, there is good governance, then other benefits of development and prosperity do not happen. So what we have actually seen since 2015 has been initially a rebuilding of what you can say was the pre-65. Because what happened in the 1965 was, in the 65 war, East Pakistan cut off all the connections which was then with the rest of India. So the rail links, the road links. So the initial challenge was, okay, get that back. So what we have seen really with Bangladesh is road connectivity, rail connectivity, the fact that today trains, buses move from this side to that side. The use of their ports, because those ports like Mongla or Chittagong, they would have been actually the natural ports for the Northeast if you look at it geographically. But those ports, for political reasons, could not be accessed by us. Today, when we look at the possibilities which have opened up for the Northeast, actually, the enormous improvement in India-Bangladesh relations has actually opened up many more opportunities there. The second natural, I would say, opening for us is, of course, Myanmar. Now, in the case of Myanmar, we have done our best, and again, there are projects there which could be game-changing. Probably the most important one among them is what is called the India-Myanmar-Thailand Trilateral Highway. If the trilateral, or I would say when the trilateral highway is built, because parts of it have been built, there are gaps in heartland. That is something which would happen. Myanmar, as I said, has been a great challenge. Till there was a restoration of democracy, we had one set of problems. Last few years, after the military has taken over, there's been, in fact, a new set of problems, in many ways more serious. And obviously, today for us, while we are also mitigating its consequences on our own border, there is the larger stakes that we have about connectivity through Myanmar. If all of this works, think about it. Once the Northeast gets connectivity eastwards to Myanmar, southwards into Bangladesh, the entire eastern India, including the eastern seaboard of India, is developed more intensively, which is definitely the objective of the Modi government. There is, actually, we are looking at the possibility today. I mean, on the horizon, there is a completely new promise of a much brighter economic future for Northeast Asia, for Northeast India. Now, the connection with Southeast Asia was one subject. The other one, of course, was the links with Japan. I think it was rightly mentioned that Japan has taken a special interest in Northeast India. And realizing that, in fact, in 2017, Prime Minister Modi asked us to set up something like semiconductors, which is seen very much as a sunrise industry. For that to come up in Assam, which has a larger repercussion for the entire Northeast Asia, Northeast India, is something which is very important. So when we look today at east of India, as I said, definitely Japan important, Southeast Asia important. Another player important is actually Taiwan. That with Taiwan is a partner in the first in this fab, in the foundry, semiconductor foundry, which we have agreed to. But again, with Taiwan, we have also done an agreement of mobility. Their parliament equivalent is now considering it right now. So here again are possibilities of workplace out there. Now, other than that, a second area of great interest is actually tourism. That there are, we are today a country with an enormous potential, which is still vastly unrealized. That if you just look at even a simple exercise like how many World Heritage Sites there are in India, and then see how many tourists there are, you can see that there's a lot of ground that we need to make up. And part of the reason why we actually organized the G20 presidency for a full year across the entire country, because Mr. Modi's instructions were, he said, I don't want a single state left out. I don't want, this is probably the biggest thing that we have done in terms of getting the diplomatic attention of the world.